The fastest and the easiest way to break any bad habit and addiction is to do this one thing, this one trick. And in this short video, I'm going to explain to you how to do that. So whenever you want to do any bad habit or addiction, there's always a trigger, okay? And then after the trigger, you do the action, which is the addiction or the bad habit. And that's when you will get the reward, which is the dopamine most probably. And then your brain learns that if I have this trigger and if I do this action, I'm gonna satisfy myself. So it learns so that whenever you feel the same trigger again, you would do the same action again, which is the addiction or the bad habit, to get the same reward, because your brain predicts that this action brings this reward, so it's good, so let's do it again. By the way, very quickly, if you have any bad habit or addiction that you want to break for good, then check the link in the description or the pinned comment. Back to the video. So the best way to break this cycle, and the more you do it, the stronger it gets. Because now, if you've been addicted to anything for a very long time, or if you have been having this bad habit for a very long time, the second this trigger comes in, you can't stop it. It's like it's controlling you. It's on autopilot. You can't control yourself. You immediately do that action. This is when the urge comes in, for example. Because the reason you can't control this urge is because this loop has been looping for a very long time, 5 years, 10 years, etc. So the best way to break this is to work on the trigger, because the action is the action and the reward from the action is the reward. Like, you can't change the reward. Like when you smoke, you can't change the thing that you're getting from smoking, which is the dopamine or any of that. And the learning, this is how your brain works. This is how your brain works. You can't change that. You can't neuroscience your way into this. So the only way for you to break this cycle is to focus on the trigger. So let me show you how you can break this trigger, or how you can modify this so that it can benefit you and you can finally stop every single bad habit and addiction that you have. Okay. So the trigger. So how do we control this? Well, the first thing that you need to ask yourself is, what are certain stimuli that reality gives me that creates this trigger? Let me explain to you. So let's say that this is reality. So the star denotes reality, okay? And this is you. What are certain things that when you touch, when you smell, when you taste, when you see, when you hear, from reality creates that trigger in your mind? Okay, this is the first principle thinking way. This is reality. This is the social media that you have. This is the people that you hang out with. This is your parents. This is your friend. This is your boyfriend or girlfriend. This is any of that. This is reality. What are certain things that when reality gives it to you, it creates this trigger, okay? You need to list them down. And then you need to ask yourself, how am I supposed to do to create that? Let's have another star, because I don't have an idea to how to draw this. And this star donates imagination. There we go. And now you need to ask yourself, what are certain things that when you think or imagine them, they create this same trigger? Okay? Because you have to be presented with some sort of information, either from reality or from imagination, to be able to feel that trigger. So you need to find those. That's the first task. Find those and list them down. Okay? So what are the triggers from reality and what are the triggers from imagination that when you're presented to them, it creates this trigger for you to do the action, which is the bad habit or the addiction. Once you list them down, become conscious of them. And with you just listing them down, you will become conscious of them, and you'll be like, whenever you get any of these pieces of information, you'll be like, oh, wait a minute. That's the trigger for this action, which is the bad habit or the addiction. So I have to catch that thought and remove it. That's the only thing that you need to do. Catch the thought and completely remove it. So this is you, okay? The certain information from reality or imagination are entering your brain. You're imagining things, you're hearing things, you're seeing things, etc., etc. So we have the trigger, it's denoted for T, and then action. What you can do is that you can control this right here, the short period of time that comes between trigger and action. This is when you need to control and be conscious of your unconscious thoughts and actions so that they don't dictate your life, and you call it fate. That's what Carl Jung said. But between trigger and action, there lies a space. And in that space, it lies our freedom. So that's when you would be able to become conscious of this and be conscious that, oh, wait a minute, this is a trigger. When this piece of information gets presented to me, I tend to do that action, which is the bad habit or addiction. So just being conscious of that and catching it and throwing it away and just focusing your brain into something else will allow you to stop those bad habits and addictions.